we're going to go ahead and get
Did you
started.
do Special Olympics at one point?
Ouch.
Go ahead,
I
Karen.
love that you guys are all so sociable and a lot of you know each other, and we're going to have a lot of time to get to know each other a little bit better, but just for fun and to see how well we use our polls and how savvy we are. We're all experts with Zoom now. I want to know through this poll, which of these ice cream flavors you like the best, or maybe you don't like ice cream at all.
I can't pick, Karen.
Who's that?
I'm Dana.
You weren't able to select anything?
No, I said I can't pick. That's a hard choice.
Oh, Dana, you like all of them?
Pretty much. Except for one.
All
I
right.
just love to eat
everybody in?
vanilla ice cream.
I like chocolate. But
Good night for ice cream too. I'm going to end the poll. Let's see
yeah,
where
don't
we're
put
at. It looks like chocolate wins tonight anyway, with cookie dough coming in a good second, and vanilla and mint chocolate chip tied for third.
Well,
we
he
can
said I
do this
don't like
class.
chocolate.
You don't like chocolate?
No.
Well, it is so awesome to see everybody. I'm excited that we've got some new faces. We've got our friends from Maryland. We've got a lot of our Illinois athletes. I think there's supposed to be a few more jumping on, but in the interest of time and in respect to all your time, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're doing things a little bit different. We're going to use a program called Pear Deck that makes this training a little more interactive. So if you're able to, and I know it might be a little challenging for some, but if you could open another tab on your computer, or if you're on your phone and you can open up your browser and go to this right here, joinpd.com. And then it'll ask you for this 6-letter code to put in. I can also put a link in the chat that you can just click on. And this is fun because, like I said, you know, nobody likes to just listen to us all talk. So this makes it more interactive. So the link is in the chat. You should be able to just select it, and then it'll take you to the page, and you'll need to enter this PVJLFO into the spot. Let me know if anybody's having any problems.
Is it app you mean, or?
This would be on a web browser. So just open up Safari or Chrome or whatever you have on your device. Yeah.
This?
Yeah, you have it, Dana. Yeah.
I can also open it, and it when I it didn't give
Tim, do you need help or do you have it?
I will need help a little bit to guide through the first step. The one that she said mentioned, at least.
Okay, you mean to log on?
Yeah.
Okay, so you open up a new window, or yeah, you go to Safari or yeah.
I'm in Google.
Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay, then type in joinpd.com.
Aaron, can you put it in the chat, please?
Sure.
Yeah.
The link is in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the link is in the chat, and then I'm putting in the 6-letter code now too.
I don't see it in the
Yeah, I
chat.
don't see in the chat, Karen.
Don't.
Oh, so
It's going to everyone in the waiting room. What's the point of that? Oh my
Mm.
goodness.
I have a difficult time
Okay,
with
wake
getting
up.
in, Kaylin.
What's up with that?
that's okay.
Yeah, same here. I did have a rough time getting on this here that app. You know
That's
what I
okay.
mean?
You guys,
We're
it should be in the chat. Yeah, you guys, it should be in the chat now, so. So
Will
do you,
will it be on the Google Meet for parents and stuff?
no, so just go to, just use, go into, actually, Tim, it might be easier for, if you go in the chat, it's in the,
I
Karen
see.
fixed it, and you can just click on the link to go into the chat, so, from the chat.
And Karen is having us sign into Microsoft.
You need to sign into Microsoft?
Yeah, that's what it had me do too, Karen, so.
And what's the
Oh.
code again, Karen?
P as in Paul, V as in Victor, J as in John,
Uh-huh.
L as in love, F as in Frank, O as in Olive.
You doing okay, Tim, or?
Yeah.
And then it says
Okay,
need
Karen.
administration approval.
Yeah, I have the Microsoft sign-in page. I'm not sure.
Well, that's
Yeah,
odd.
eventually, Karen, I'm gonna have this Microsoft sign-in page, you know, I need to create a
So do
password.
I.
What happened?
Well, we'll keep moving on. When we get to the Pear Deck page, there's a QR code that you can scan with your phone. We'll see if that is any better. If not, we will just use other means of getting it done,
Okay,
right?
sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't have paper
How we
one.
roll.
I have paper one. I have paper one, and that's okay.
Yep.
Let's get on to the good stuff.
Yeah,
Like
go
I
for
said,
it.
Through here.
I
it's
got
so
I
good.
got in. So
Yes, it is.
Good. Okay. I'm not sure what the Microsoft thing is, but like I said, it's not important. It's
I
just-
have signed into my stuff too. So
Yeah, that's all right. So if you're able to sign in, great. If not, we will make it work. We are flexible.
my teachers at school just said follow along if you can.
That's right. That's
My
right.
probably touching join.
What's that, Tim?
My probably touching join. That's it.
Like I said, it's not a huge deal if we can't get in. So, and again, with the interest of time, we've got a big group tonight. We're going to keep moving along, and we really want everybody to absorb everything that we're sharing. This is one of the core classes for the Athlete Leadership Program. This one, and then the Understanding Leadership that we're offering in July, are the two foundational classes that you need to continue your athlete leadership journey and become a certified athlete leader and really get to enjoy all the different opportunities that come along with the athlete leadership program, both in Illinois and Maryland. So I think everyone's probably pretty savvy with the reactions that are in Zoom, but we'd really like to use the raise your hand reaction that's down on your screen. Can everybody show me their raised hand? And if you need help with that, raise your physical hand and Jose will unmute you. How we doing, guys? Jose, everybody good?
yeah, I think Tim's having a little bit of trouble.
Just so we're not all talking over each other, we just are going to try and use the raise your hands feature. If you're on Zoom, if you're not able to find that, it is down in the toolbar for Zoom with the 3 dots. There should be an option on your end. It's not on my end because I'm hosting, but that says raise your hand. And again, if you can't find it, no big deal. We'll just watch for raised hands. Good job.
I
I see.
found it.
Nice job, Tim. Nice job,
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. So let's dive in. Let's get started. We are really excited. As I mentioned, this introduction to athlete leadership is really your first step on the athlete leadership journey. And I know a lot of you have been doing things with athlete leadership. This is really making it more official. And hopefully there's some things you're going to learn tonight that maybe you didn't know, or things you're going to learn a little bit more about. So we want, everybody to ask questions, use the chat. Feel free to, share when we ask for people's perspectives and ideas on some different things. It's really important. And we're really anxious to hear, Maryland and Illinois have different things going on. So we're really excited to be able to share those different perspectives as well. We've got Zoom all figured out. I wanted to just mention that we're going to talk about the mission statement tonight. Every organization, every business has some sort of vision or mission statement that really drives what the organization is about, what their purpose is, what they do. Special Olympics is no different. And for athlete leaders, it's really important for us to understand what that mission statement is, because as athlete leaders, we're representatives. We kind of work for Special Olympics, in a volunteer capacity, by helping to reach out to other athletes, educate people about what the organization is. And the mission statement is really a big part of that. So Lisa's going to take us through that so we really understand it and are able to talk about the purpose of it. We're going to learn the basic concepts and the guiding principles of athlete leadership, what our purpose is. We're going to identify the different roles that you can have as an athlete leader. And then once you've learned all this, it's really important moving forward that you kind of figure out what your personal mission statement is. What is it that you really want to do with athlete leadership? What's your goal? What's your personal goal? Do you want to just develop more leadership goals? Do you want to meet more people? Do you want to participate in more events and build on skills outside of your sports? And again, if at any time you have any questions about anything we're covering, please ask. Lastly, we're going to create an action plan that is really your next steps for getting involved in some part of athlete leadership. What courses you can take, who you can talk to, people you can mentor, and things like that. With that, I have to introduce our two co-facilitators tonight. These are two athlete leaders from Illinois, and most of you know Lisa Noble and Jose Moreno. I will let them give a brief introduction to tell us a little bit about themselves. Jose, you want to go first?
Let's have Lisa go first.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Jose. Again, my name is Lisa Noble. A lot of you may know me. I am currently the secretary for our Special Olympics Illinois Athlete Leadership Council. One of my goals of being an athlete leader is to be chosen as a Sergeant Shriver International Global Messenger. And a highlight so far in my athlete leadership journey is becoming a certified athlete leader. Jose, can we learn some stuff about you?
Sure. My name is Jose Moreno. A little bit about me. I'm an certified athlete leader trainer. I also host my own show, my own game show too, on Live with Jose TV, career game show, and I also host a show with Kaylee. But besides that, I love teaching other athletes achieve their goals and become better athlete leaders themselves. So, yeah.
Thank you. We've got somebody else that wants to join the class here, so I'm sending them a link real quick. But I'm going to move on while I do that. We are so lucky to have Lisa and Jose in Illinois, along with a great team that we meet weekly, and they've really been involved in helping plan a lot of the virtual events that we've been doing. So I feel real privileged to have Lisa and Jose helping with this class, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy hearing from them and hearing their experiences. With that, we want to know a little bit about all of you. It's really important we get friendly these next 2 days so we all feel comfortable with each other. I'm going to let Jose kind of lead the dialogue on this one and unmute you. And one at a time, if you can tell us your name, if you're from Illinois or Maryland, and something you've learned from being a part of Special Olympics. Jose, you want to pick?
Sure, let's start with Abby.
Hi, my name is Abby Knudsen. I am from Illinois, and one of the things that one of the things I've learned from being a Special Olympic athlete is it doesn't matter what your disability is, that no one looks upon you differently, and you have the same rights and the same goals as everyone else.
All right, next person.
Love it.
will
Thank
go
you.
To Amy Foster.
Hi, my name is Amy Foster and I live in Illinois. I have participated in Special Olympics in Illinois and Missouri. Because I went over to high school in Missouri. One thing that I've learned from Special Olympics is some of my best friends are part of the Special Olympic community, and I only see them when doing Special Olympics. So this past year and a half has sucked. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing. Next person will do Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Stein. I became an athlete leader last year, and now I'm a certified athlete leader. And I take pride in doing what I'm doing. And I'm also an advocate for all the Special Olympic athlete leaders who cannot speak up for themselves. And it's also my job to make sure they don't get bullied or anything like that. And I've also taught anti-bullying and anti-cyberbullying classes with Jason, and they went very well. And I also think of Special Olympics as my real family.
Thank you for sharing. Next person will do Abby Knight.
Hi, I'm Abby Knight, and I'm part of Special Olympics Maryland. And one thing I've learned from Special Olympics is like just I love being a part of the whole Special Olympics family and like getting to know everyone and having fun.
Thank you for sharing. Next person will do Dana.
Hi, I'm Dana. I'm from Special Olympics Illinois. And I second what Amy said, is just meeting new people. And being a good sport.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Dana.
Dana, sorry. Next person will do iPhone.
That might be Maria.
Maria. Okay. Yeah.
You have to unmute
Oh,
yourself, Maria.
I'm Maria. I have participated in Special Olympics from Wisconsin and Illinois. And what I've really learned from being a part of Special Olympics is to gain more acceptance and tolerance. And my athlete leadership goal is to become a global messenger and work together more with everyone as a team and take pride in it.
Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing,
Maria.
Next person will do Joe Wu.
Hey, Jose. My name is Joe. I'm involved special certified here. I'm gonna be like leadership certified, leader training trainer certified. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Joe. Next person will do Lori.
Wait.
Slow down. Okay. Where are you from? Okay. And what do you like about Special Olympics? Meeting new friends? Okay. And going out there to exercise and stuff?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. All right, next person, we're going to do Timothy.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everybody. My name is Timothy Sheba. I am part of Special Olympic here in Illinois. What my leadership goal is to become a global master, and what I've been learning from Special Olympic is you need to work together as a team, doing what I'm gonna say teamwork and and also I met a lot of great people throughout the Special Olympic.
Thank you for sharing. Next
You're
person
welcome.
we're gonna do Willie.
Hello, I'm Willie Okoboko Kame, and I'm from Maryland. And what I like about being a part of Special Olympics, I like to complete in some of the sports, being great to other people, make new friends, get along with each other, and become a good athlete leadership. And that's why I want to become more the special of being a part of Special Olympics.
Next person we're gonna do Jacqueline, please.
I'm Jackie, and some of you probably don't know this, but in 2018 I went to Seattle for basketball for nationals, so I really like Special Olympics, and I think that was pretty fun to be in Seattle. So I might, so yeah. Yeah, but Seattle was fun. There's
you for-
like a wonderful God that like a celebration. Mom and Dad went. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been to nationals before. Anybody? No? Yeah. Oh,
We've been to
you've
state,
been
though.
to nationals. What year did you go? What? Well, I went to nationals in 2018. Basketball. I haven't met a final with it. So,
Thank you for sharing.
yeah.
Next person we're gonna do Pierre.
Paris?
Paris.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, my name is Paris, and I'm from Maryland. What I like about Special Olympics, it builds up friendship, encouragement, and I would like to, my major goal is become an international leader, and maybe like become a official, a specific global messenger, and talk about the unified sports movement and inclusion.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Paris. Thank you for sharing with us.
Finally, we're gonna do Kaylee.
Hi, I'm an athlete in Illinois, and my goal is to meet a whole bunch of new people and be an international global messenger.
Thank you, Kaylee.
You're welcome, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you.
Did we get everyone, Jose?
Yes, I don't believe I missed anybody. And if I did, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I think
All
we
right.
got everybody.
It's so nice to meet all of you, and I really love your so thoughtful and inspiring messages of what you've either learned from Special Olympics or what your aspirations are. let's keep those really forefront as we get through these couple of classes, because I think they're so powerful. I think a lot of this, we have a great group here, and I'm just going to go through this just more out of protocol, but the expectations are really that everybody is here and present. We'd love to see everybody's videos on, no distractions with your phones or other people, TVs, anything going on in the house. Participate with us. It really grows all of us when we can learn from each other. Please ask questions. I know most of you may not have a mentor with you today, and that's totally fine. But if you need help, please feel free to ask your mentor. And then for the facilitators, our job really is to be prepared to really teach you and answer questions that you may have. We want to challenge you to think about things that you may not have thought of. We also want to provide opportunities for you to be successful. We want to support and engage any discussion and questions that come from this learning opportunity. And we are going to treat athletes and mentors with respect and care. Lastly, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa to highlight one of our athlete leaders.
Thank you, Karen. So before we dive into our subject matter today, we wanted to have you meet one of our fellow athlete leaders. She's been an athlete leader for 7 years. She's been a plunge ambassador, a duck ambassador. She's on our athlete leadership team, and she's on the Athlete Input Council. Hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
How long have you been an athlete leader? Well, like I said, can you tell them again?
Yes, I've been an athlete leader, I think, for like 3 years, I think.
Okay. Since becoming an athlete leader, you've been able to do a couple of different roles, with one being a member of the Athlete Leadership Committee.
Yes.
As well as, the Athlete Leadership Committee with Jose and myself. What do you like about being on the leadership committee?
I like to have my voice, and I like to have my opinion, and I like to hang out with you guys and see you guys on Zoom, even though we can't see each other in person yet.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yes.
So, you also got to serve on the board of directors. What did you take away from that experience?
I got to take away my opinion. Like, if I have an opinion, then I can go to like Karen or Dabrian or someone and say, hey, this is what I think we should do, and maybe we should try this.
Oh, that's cool. Is there anything else you could, might be interesting to know?
It was cool serving on the board because I got to meet like a whole bunch of different people, and it was cool when they came and watched my sporting events.
Oh, that's cool. Well, thank you, Kaylee. I appreciate you giving some background on a bunch of roles. Now,
Anytime.
before we continue, we had another athlete join us late. Rachel, can you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and maybe what you've gained about being part of Special Olympics? I think you might have to unmute yourself, Rachel.
I am from the Effingham County Lightning.
You're talking.
I'm 31 years old. And I have been in Special Olympics since I was 15 years old.
And what is Special Olympics, one thing that Special Olympics has meant to you?
I love doing sports in Special Olympics because we are starting to win.
Well, that's good. Well, nice to meet you, Rachel. I'm glad that, you joined our call. So, so as you can see with, Kaylee, you guys there's many roles that you guys can serve as being Special Olympic leaders. And some of And so right now we're gonna do a brief overview of today's training. So today we are going to learn 3 important lessons. They are review and discuss the Special Olympics mission statement and do a brief overview of Special Olympics. Review what makes Special Olympics unique and the principles of athlete leadership. And the third is learn about facts about Special Olympics and your role in athlete leadership. So, yeah, next slide, please, Karen, because I think I went over that one too. So, can anyone, you are all experienced athletes in Special Olympics. Can I ask for a volunteer to tell us how you would describe Special Olympics to someone who has never heard of Special Olympics before? So can you raise your hand, and Jose, can you pick somebody?
Sure. Yeah.
So it looks like Joe Wu has raised his hand. Is anybody else? Or do you just, or Joe, do you want to tell us?
Okay. Special may include aspect to inclusion Special Olympic and where find make a friend and Special Olympics and inclusion Special Olympic being a lot of friends. We are family together.
Thank you, Joe. That's a great answer. Do we have maybe 1 or 2 more people who would like to tell us how they would describe Special Olympics? Jose, can you call on somebody? Who?
Amy Foster.
Okay. Amy, how would you describe Special Olympics?
How would I describe Special Olympics? It's a very unique organization. It's specifically designed to help people with disabilities to become more active and more healthy in our daily lives, and to inspire us to live the dream that most people without disabilities get to have every day.
Oh, that's a great answer, Amy. I like that. And maybe Jose, maybe pick 1 more person.
Tim?
Tim, what does Special Olympics mean to you?
What it means to me is, first of all, Special Olympics mean to me is teamwork. Try your best. More important, not about winning or losing, it's about having fun, and it's about passion and learning, and meet new people throughout the Special Olympics. People you not know that you probably would want to meet and hang out with, and learn from the coaches and stuff and all that. That was Special Olympics is to me.
Oh, that's a great
I think
answer.
so.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Tim. Thank you guys for giving some great answers. It is important as leaders of the movement that you know the Special Olympics mission statement. So if you guys can use the Pear Deck slide, that's fine. If not, we can help you. But using the Pear Deck slide, can you tell us what a mission statement is first? And then the second question would be, why is having one important? So maybe the first one, why don't you guys write, can anyone tell me what a mission statement is? Danny, you had a question?
No, I don't.
Okay. Is anybody having a hard time writing in the Pear Deck slide, or if they do, you guys can write it in the chat, okay? So maybe we'll give a couple more minutes for everybody to give their answers. So. So,
Lisa,
yeah, Dana, what's, yeah, you have a question?
I can't type it in the thing.
Can you type it then? Can you type it in the chat then?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys can't type it in the Pear Deck slide, you can type it in the chat, okay? So give Dana a second to do that. So. And if you guys don't know, it's, you know, it's okay too. So. So Jose, do you want to read a couple of the answers? What if some people were saying?
Yeah, sure. A mission statement is a statement that you play with Special Olympic sports together equally. A mission statement is to provide year-round sports training for year-round athletes. The third one is because it's you don't have one, it won't be fair. Here are some from the chat.
Yeah, Kaylee, can you read a couple from the chat?
Yes. It's an overview of an organization. A mission statement is what the organization believes in the abilities by. A mission statement is the way they tell others about the organization and goals of the organization. What the state is and visions of company. It's a general statement about what the organization is. Mission statements is you a mission and make a statement with after you make a mission. What a group stands for. Everyone knows who you are. And
Oh,
that's
those
all of
are,
them.
that's good. Well, those are some good answers. Actually, and Jackie said, oh, not, I'm sorry. Those were some good answers. So a mission statement explains the purpose or goal of a person or an organization. It helps organizations and people stay on track and understand what they are supposed to do and why are they supposed to do it. Jose, can you call on somebody to read slowly the Special Olympics mission statement that will be on the screen here and emphasize the key words or phrases that are in bold and in different colors on the slide?
Okay. Let's go with Abby Knight.
And Abby, if you need help reading, we're here to help you. So.
To provide year-round sports training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic-type sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, giving them continuing opportunities to develop physical fitness, demonstrate courage, experience joy, and participate in the sharing of gifts, skills, and friendship with their families, other Special Olympics athletes, and the community.
Thank you, Abby. That was nice. So now, please take a minute to think about what Abby just read about the Special Olympics mission statement. When you're ready, and if you guys can, using the Pear Deck slide, please share 3 words or phrases from the Special Olympics mission statement that mean the most to you. And if you guys can't do it on the Pear Deck slide, then you guys can put your answers in the chat as well. we'll give everybody a couple more minutes. Karen, has everybody almost filled it all out? Okay. Would anyone like to share something that they put down? If so, raise your hands and Jose or Keely can call on you. So.
Stephanie?
For me, I put teamwork, passion, and respect. That's what it means to me for the mission statement in Special Olympics.
Oh, that's really good. So those are three really good things. So maybe we have time for one more to share and then we'll go on.
Timothy?
I also put the same thing, but I'm going to and also compete as well. Mission to compete in statement of your training after you all did with your sport is done.
That's a good one, Tim. So, well, everybody had good ones. So, well, thanks everybody for sharing. So now we will talk about what makes Special Olympics unique. So some people, excuse me, may have heard of Special Olympics, but maybe they don't know what makes our organization unique. So Special Olympics provides a variety of sports opportunities for all ability levels. People are grouped by ability through a process called divisioning. So does anybody know what divisioning is and can explain it to us in your own words? If so, raise your hand and Jose or Kelly can call on you.
Pierre, I think
Hi. Special mix for all. So what is this? Special mix for all switch RTs for all ability levels. I like that one. Anyone at any level can play in any sport. Why matter if you're lower, mid, or higher? Anyone at any level can compete. As anyone that you can. I mean, I have played with some people that were higher than me, and then I played with a group of people that I got to know. But anyone in no matter who you are, it's always about fitness. Is when I say, working out and eating right to prepare to build up your ability and your strength to become a better a better person and perform better. Anyone at any level can compete in any competition, no matter if it was a qualifier or state level or international. Everyone is welcome in any part of the sports.
Oh, thank you for that, Pierre. Can anybody else tell me what divisioning is?
Joe.
Okay. My statement, everybody like younger athlete can join younger division, because this summer also on summer game we have young athlete. One the one young older going to join the young athlete. This is my first time saw that before division.
Okay. Well, thank you, Joe. And that's right. Competitions are structured so that athletes compete with other athletes of similar ability, excuse me, in divisions. Exactly. The goal is to provide fair and equal competition for all athletes within each ability grouping or division. One of the founding principles of Special Olympics is that we provide an opportunity for every athlete, not just to win, but to excel in competition. So the third way that we're unique are that awards, medals, or ribbons are provided to all participants who compete. It is really important to recognize people's hard work and achievements, and having a ribbon or medal is a great visible way to do that. The fourth way that we're unique is that Special Olympics does not charge a fee for athletes to train or compete. Now, I know that some of your recs or programs charge a fee, but that is for things, like gas to get to and from events and like the use of the training space. Does anybody have any questions so far?
No, but also what you also should say as well in the transportation fee as well, depending on where's your rec is. They might be cost extra fee for transportation as well.
Oh, that's a good point, Tim. Thank you. Amy, you had a question or a comment?
Just a comment. Then we need to change rhythmic gymnastics. There's no way. Sorry, I'm not mentioning my age. Lisa, if you know it, you're forbidden to say it. Anybody who knows it does not allowed to say it. There's no way that I should be competing against a 20-year-old. And in rhythmic gymnastics, that is what's happening. I love y'all, but I'm not 20.
Amy, I completely understand, and I feel the same way. So, and hopefully that's something that they're working on to change. So, well, if nobody has any other questions, and so, so Karen, how are we doing on time? I can't hear you, Karen. So
I have a question. I have a conflict tomorrow night, so I may not be able to make it. So.
Karen, you could. Yeah, I was gonna say why don't you type in the chat, because Karen could probably answer that better than all of us can, Jackie. So yeah, and it looks like Karen's having audio issues, so maybe she can type her answer in the chat for you. Okay. So yeah, and she said, Jackie, if you didn't see that, she said we'll talk offline. So, and Karen, how are we doing on time? Are we good to go for the activity? Okay, so that's fine. So now that now we're gonna, great job, everyone. Now I'm gonna pass it back to Karen to talk about the fun data that Special Olympics offers. Go ahead, Karen, or at least maybe try to. So. Or would you rather could Jose or I read, or Kaylee read it off the screen? So it looks like Karen's having audio issues. So so Jose, do you want to tag team this one?
Sure.
Okay.
So if she can put it on the screen.
Yeah, Karen, if you can share your screen, then we can help you out. So
So this is the global data of 2019, and this is the latest data that we have. In the states and countries, Special Olympics programs have 216 states and countries that have Special Olympics program, and more than 5.7 million athletes participate in Special Olympics, and over 5,000 young athletes participate in Special Olympics, and over 100,000 compete annually, and over 50,000 athlete leaders have roles in Special Olympics, and almost 100,000 youth leaders around Special Olympics. And of course, this is the global data.
Yeah, so and next slide. So now we're gonna get into the program facts. And now because we have athletes from both Illinois and Maryland, we will share both of them. So the number of athletes that we have here in Illinois are 23,316. And in Maryland, they have 6,102. For young athletes, Illinois, we have 13,385. And for Maryland, there's 4,315. In Illinois, we have 236 competitions. And in Maryland, they have 592. So and in Illinois here, we have 171 athlete leaders. And in Maryland, they have 442. And in Illinois, we offer 18 sports, whereas in Maryland, they offer 27. Next slide.
Interesting.
So if you're able to use your Para Deck, use blue for Special Olympics Illinois. Which sports do we offer in our state? And use orange for Special Olympic athlete, Maryland athletes. Which sports that you offer in your state, and just circle them if you're able to use them. If you're able to use Para Deck, if not, you can put them in the chat.
And even if you have a hard time using Para Deck also, then yeah, just put your answers in the chat as well. So, and if you guys need help, we can help you. So.
See it.
Oh, Jackie, you can't see it?
In the Para Deck, I don't.
Okay, so if you want, Jackie, all we're saying is can you in the chat then, can you just kind of type how many sports here in Illinois that you know of that we offer? $171 athlete leaders, and in Maryland they have 442. And in Illinois we offer 18 sports, whereas in Maryland they offer 27. Next slide.
Interesting.
So if you're able to use your Para Deck, use blue for Special Olympics Illinois. Which sports do we offer in our state? And use orange for Special Olympic athlete, Maryland athletes. Which sports that you offer in your state, and just circle them if you're able to use them. If you're able to use Para Deck, if not, you can put them in the chat.
And even if you have a hard time using Para Deck also, then yeah, just put your answers in the chat as well. So, and if you guys need help, we can help you. So.
See it
Oh, Jackie, you can't see it?
in the peer deck. I don't.
Okay, so if you want, Jackie, all we're saying is if can you in the chat then can you just kind of type how many sports here in Illinois that you know of that we offer? Okay, we'll give you guys a couple more seconds for that. So, Jose, is Karen long back in yet?
She made Jose the host, Lisa, because she was gonna log off and
Right.
come back in, but now
Oh, no, now she is. Okay.
She's in.
So let's see if Karen's audio is has gotten resolved. So.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Of
Yep.
course.
You have on the wrong slide because on mine this is what makes Special Olympics unique. Is all it says on today. So I don't know if it's.
I'm so sorry about that. I think my computer was just overheated and overloaded. But Lisa and Jose are doing a fantastic job. As Lisa said, it's really important as representative of the organization that you understand why we're unique. This is great things to educate people on. They're unique because unlike other sports organizations, you know, not every high school sports team gets awards and other, you know, Little League and baseball teams. So Special Olympics is really unique in a lot of ways, and it's a great way to help promote and educate your communities about Special Olympics. In the global data, Lisa talked and Jose were talking about that. The real value in understanding globally is the size of Special Olympics. Some of you were at our 50th anniversary celebration in 2018 in Chicago. When those games started 50 years ago, there were Canada and the US and 500 athletes. You know, today we're in 216 states and countries around the world with more than 5.7 million athletes. So these statistics are really great pieces of information for you to understand on a global level. And then we shared some of your program statistics because a lot of times people don't realize how big and how many athletes we're serving, and not only what we're currently serving, but how many more athletes out there that have intellectual disabilities aren't yet participating and experiencing the value that Special Olympics has brought to you that they could also experience. So this is the reason why we share this in the program, just to show how far the program has come and how impactful it is. And a lot of times numbers speak, you know, bandwidth. Sports are also really important because not only might you be talking to your peers about a sport, maybe, you know, as Amy alluded to, you know, she may get to an age that she doesn't feel like she can do rhythmic gymnastics. So what other options are there for athletes if they're, whether it's an age or interest or skill that they want to develop? as athlete leaders, it's important for you to have a good idea of all the sports that are offered in your program so that you could, let them know, well, why don't you try bocce ball or bowling or, cycling in Maryland? Jose, I see some people have their hands raised. Do we have a question?
Try bocce ball. I mean, I did it.
Mm-hmm. Dana, did you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say your computer's probably having the case of the Mondays. That's why that's why you went silent for a couple of minutes, because it's Monday.
You just didn't want to hear me talk. It's okay.
Hey, Karen, it's Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
I still think Maryland will have an 8,500 athletes.
Yes.
The paradigm is wrong. This is wrong.
These are the numbers I got from Jason, but if you have
Jason by counting. Because I asked my CEO, the Jim Schmo, he told me it's wrong. 8,500 athletes.
Well, Joe, when Jason gets back from vacation, maybe tell him that he needs to update his numbers.
I know.
So we'll check to see how well everybody did. These are Illinois sports, and the highlighted sports are those sports that we offer as unified sports in Illinois. So we have 15 sports in Illinois, and 4 of them are unified sports. Did you Illinois athletes do pretty good identifying all of them? Yeah? Awesome. I know a lot of people don't know about equestrian. Yes, we do equestrian. Our state competition is at our fall games up in Rockford. That's one of my favorite sports. And the motor activities program, that's for athletes that have more limited skills. They may be in a wheelchair or have mobility issues. So this is really on skill development that may potentially lead to other sports participation. I see some hands raised. Willie?
What about soccer? Did you guys have soccer in Illinois?
We do, and we offer it up here as a unified sport with our high school groups. Yep.
That's pretty.
It's kind of like a football thing, you know what I mean? Because I didn't do soccer with Special Olympics, you know.
Hey, Karen, it's Joe again. Because you have a sailing?
We do not.
No.
We have a sailing program.
We don't live on the ocean like you do in Maryland.
But Joe, you do it on the Chesapeake Bay, right?
Yes.
So here's Maryland sports.
Yeah, hold on.
A lot of similar sports, but I can tell you that Maryland, because they are closer to a larger body of water throughout their whole state, they have kayaking.
We are sailing. Big mistake. I saw people
Kayaking in Michigan.
Yep.
That would be a little tough, wouldn't it, Jackie?
I mean, like, I was gonna ask the Special Olympics if I was at my school to do it. And she was like, no. And then in middle school, I mentioned bass fishing, and they didn't want to do that. But the discipline driven with us.
I think I'm not gonna be I don't like to compete, Miss Karen. I like to do powerlifting.
You're a power lifter, huh, Willie? Awesome.
Yeah, I just want to lift weight because I've never done this before.
Excuse me, Karen.
I do like.
Oh, go ahead, Pierre. Go ahead, Pierre.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Karen, you said Chicago had a soccer team. Is this right in Chicago? Is the soccer team in Chicago? Is it a 7-a-side team?
Yeah, the unified soccer is. And we do play with our Chicago Fire team. That's been a really cool partnership that we've had with our professional soccer league.
Because I actually play 7-a-side here. I didn't know because I thought most teams I looked up was a 5-a-side at one play for the young adults team. That's like 16 to 21, and then 7 and 11-a-side. But I didn't know that Chicago even had a soccer team. The only thing that Maryland does not have here we'd have a snowboarding team. We barely have any other sports. I want to try snowboarding, but they don't have it here in Maryland.
That sounds like fun, Paris.
That's a
I would
great
like to
point,
try someday.
Paris. You as an athlete leader can help build out some of these sports by, you know, recruiting and promoting a certain sport, and then, you know, taking that to your leadership at Special Olympics Maryland and say, you know, we've got a lot of interest in this. How can we build this sport? So that's a good point.
That's what I want to
Karen.
do because
Karen Joy again.
I just want to, because we don't have. I see you got there's speeds. Was it short track speed skating?
Oh, we don't have that anymore, Willie. So we don't offer that. I mean, Paris, we don't offer that anymore. And Karen, maybe you can explain it, because Amy thought that we had. There was a couple of people that said that they thought like we had ice skating, and I know we don't offer that anymore.
We did. We used to offer figure skating and speed skating, but our participation numbers were so low that we had to, you know, not offer that sport anymore. But since we've offered flag football, and that's been hugely popular here in Illinois, so we have to try and please as many athletes as we can with the sports that we offer. But certainly numbers are important. Dana has a question.
Go ahead, guy. Yeah, I have a question. Yes.
Dana, I think, had her hand up.
Go ahead.
Is there soccer in Chicago for people not in high school?
Yeah, the high school programs that are part of the Unified Champion Schools program are the ones that participate in the Unified Soccer. Event.
But what if you're out of school?
Yeah, then they don't have the Unified Soccer. That's the only unified event that you have to be part of the Unified Champion Schools program.
But Dana, depending upon your rec, though, depending upon when you're rec, some recs do offer soccer, so it just depends upon which
But
rec you're
Special
at.
Olympics doesn't, Lisa.
Oh, not anymore?
Not
Okay.
outside
Not
of
anymore.
the Unified Soccer for Unified Champion Schools.
Oh, okay. Anyway, there was one more person I saw that had their hand raised. Maria had her hand raised, had a question.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I'm getting back. My video's off because I'm working at the moment, but I only have to leave early. Is there any way I can get more of a recording of this, and we'll be at the next meeting tomorrow as well?
I hope
Otherwise I can stay if
so.
you'd like.
Since there's only 2 nights of this class, you know, it's 4 hours. We're hoping that everybody's able to be on for both classes. Since I logged off, I may have missed part of it. Maybe Jose, you can check and make sure, since you're the host, that we're recording it again. But I know Jackie had a problem tomorrow night too. So if you have any issues, there will be other ways, other independent assignments that we can share with you to do if you're not able to be on for both classes. But email me separately. So let's move on.
I can be on too.
Let's keep
Karen.
moving along so we can get everybody else out of here by 8 o'clock. And tomorrow, I imagine if we keep moving, we might even get done a little early tomorrow. So we will move on to lesson 2. And lesson 2 is really talking about the 3 guiding principles of athlete leadership. Just how we operate and what the idea is as far as the progress, where we start and what our end goals are. And then we'll also learn about unified leadership. So we're going to start with the 3 guiding principles, and these 3 principles really provide the strategic direction and kind of outline what components are really necessary for athletes that are leading the way and guiding your leadership journey. They all work together. So we start with the education and awareness building, and it's really important, as you can imagine, with anything like we're doing tonight. We're educating tonight, we're educating athletes, but it's about educating our program leaders. It's educating our community and anybody that doesn't have an intellectual disability about our athletes and people that do have disabilities. So one way we do this, that we educate other people, is through unified leadership. And that's mentoring and working together. And we're going to talk more about that coming up. But the second principle is about training. So once we've educated everybody, Then we're providing training, again, like we're doing tonight. We're going to empower all of you guys and other athletes to help identify what your areas of interests are, take training courses that are along those lines, and help prepare you for those roles. So you're not just going into a role without having the knowledge or any experience doing it, because that wouldn't happen if you were going to work at Special Olympics or McDonald's or anywhere. They would train you and get you prepared for that job, right?
Right.
That's exactly what these 3 guiding principles are about. The third principle, as you can see, is about positions of influence and leadership, whether it's in Special Olympics, anywhere throughout the organization, or in your community. When more people with intellectual disabilities, including you and your fellow athletes, are in these leadership roles, it will raise awareness, it will educate others about the abilities of our athletes, and it'll show how you can and should contribute to the organization and develop more inclusive communities. So more of our partners, our corporate partners and businesses are hiring individuals with intellectual disabilities. They're including you on committees and in things that are being planned for Special Olympics. You should be part of all that. And that's where these 3 guiding principles come from. With that, I'm going to kick it off to Jose, who's going to tell us a little bit more about each one and get some ideas from each of you on those. Jose?
Sure. Thank you, Karen. One way that we can educate and build awareness is through the unified leadership approach and developing leaders. It educates leaders of all abilities to value and learn from each other and to create environments where people with intellectual disabilities succeed in meaningful roles and jobs. The definition of unified leadership is building from sports, unified leaders, teaching leaders of all abilities to value and learn from each other, to teach or to inspire change, to create environments where people with ID succeed in a meaningful job and role. Let's watch the video that describes unified leadership.
Great leaders aren't born. They're made. Thousands of hours of training, pushing beyond limits, ignoring the doubters, learning to win and lose, with dignity, empathy, and courage. Special Olympics athletes have already proved that they have great potential. We simply want to empower them to fully realize it by creating the conditions in which they can thrive, on and off the sports field. The unified leadership approach is about teaching inclusion, drawing on the personal experiences of athletes to create shared experiences for leaders with and without disabilities. It's about taking the lessons learned from every skill mastered, every challenge overcome, and using them. Inspiring others and showing the path to real and meaningful inclusion. It's about recognizing the key skills that athlete leaders exemplify, helping them grow, develop their capacity to lead, and share their talents with everyone. This is what our divided world needs today. This is about changing our society for the better, for all of us. Unified leaders aren't born. They rise up to the challenge when given a chance. They never give up. They will do anything to create the conditions for everyone's success, unlocking the true power of diversity. Let them lead.
Building from sports to unified leadership teaches leaders without disabilities to value and learn from people with IDs, and to make changes and create environments where people with ID get opportunities to have a meaningful job and roles. Unified leadership is not replace it doesn't replace athlete leadership, just like athlete leadership through classes like this one, training you to become a better leader. Unified leadership trains people without intellectual disabilities to become a better leader as well. We teach them to recognize their basis and help you and your friends become leaders within the movement in your community. Now I have a couple questions for you. Why do you think educating people without intellectual disabilities is important in leadership?
To help them learn those things that they never experienced about.
Okay, anyone else? Joe?
Joe?
Okay. Okay. Let me talk, Karen. Hold on. Because I teach you all the non-disabled people. I'm gonna show everybody say I'm a special need people. You guys is not disabled people. I try education people say, look, we need a unified partner training like a sailing. I have unified partner training. You know me better. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Catherine?
Yeah, it can also help like make sure that when they are around someone with an intellectual disability, that like they don't say something that would be offensive to them, and so like their behavior around them is like better.
Good job, Catherine. You answered a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the answers. Really appreciate it. Unified Leadership is not a standalone program. It is delivered through Special Olympics, sports, health, youth, and leadership work. You will have the opportunity to explore this approach more in the Unified Leadership module of the Leadership and Skill curriculum. Karen, can you tell us about the upcoming training?
Thank you, Jose. Let me share my screen again. So we talked about the importance of training. You know, whether you're working at McDonald's or Panera or United or FedEx, the point is that we have to have training so we become educated. And Special Olympics has developed these leadership courses and these new leadership and skills curriculum to help train and prepare our athletes for these roles. The new leadership skills currently include 7 courses on leadership. There are also other courses that can be offered to enhance leadership training, and we're going to look at that skill that overview in a second. But the bottom line is that you as athletes all have choices in how and where you want to lead in Special Olympics. And depending on which direction, which path you want to take, you will need to be trained and you will have opportunities to do so. This is the new guiding principles and the new leadership and skills curriculum that Special Olympics International has put out for us. And we're really excited that we finally have some guidance and some direction for the curriculum. The first 2 classes are the ones that you're all signed up for. This is the one we're taking right now, Introduction to Athlete Leadership. The second one that we're offering, Understanding Leadership, is going to be offered in July. And these 2 classes together are what we call our core modules. So once you've completed both of these and you've fulfilled all the requirements, you are an athlete leader. If you want to become a certified athlete leader like Jose and Lisa are, there are 5 additional advanced athlete leadership modules that are available. And the idea is that these skills have been identified as being really important for good leadership skill development. So understanding emotions, which is really important when you're working with people from different parts of your state, different parts of your country. It's really helping to identify, how you best work with those people and how you manage your own emotions. Engaging with others, the same idea is if you're working with leadership at your program, or you're working with community or key volunteer people, how best can we do that to engage with them? Managing time. So as we take on new roles with athlete leadership, a lot of us have jobs or are going to school. It helps to know how we best juggle all these new responsibilities and prioritize them. And that's what happens in the managing time role. Leading discussions. We're finding in athlete leadership councils where our athletes are getting together to talk about program and to talk about the direction of the organization, that you're able to help lead those discussions and share your ideas and share what your thoughts are on different things. And moving forward, you'll all get really good at it. Jose and I have been on a national committee, and now Lisa and I are, and I've just seen their skills both grow tremendously in having these opportunities to work on a national level and be part of these discussions and share their ideas. So it's definitely a skill we all could work at, and this class will help us learn to be better at that. And unified leadership is the fifth one. And as Jose just told you about, it's really important for unified leadership that we're helping educate our peers and people without intellectual disabilities to best work with us, to help us succeed in our jobs, and also to help us identify those roles that we may not have known. We need each other for that. The bottom two are ones that we're going to talk about the core modules, but these personal and professional development core modules are still being delivered and developed, I should say, not delivered. And those are coming, but that's more opportunities for us to even build our skills even more. We can never learn too much, no matter how old we are or whatever roles that we're in. So we talked about choice with all this. Can you give me a show of hands using your, in the raise hand feature, how many of you have ever been assigned a role or asked to do something that you didn't want to do? I see a few hands up. One more for you, and then I'm going to call on a couple of you. Well, put your hands down, lower hands. How many of you were told to do a sport that you've been asked or to participate in a sport that you really weren't interested in participating in? Has that ever happened to anybody?
I've chosen a little bit of everything.
I've chose bocce ball.
But generally, when you choose a sport, it's your choice, right? It's a sport you're interested in. So I see that Abby has her hand up for that. Can you tell us about that, Abby? What sport were you asked to participate in, but you really didn't want to participate?
Well, when I was in high school, I did field hockey, and I sort of chose it, but then I figured out that the girls were really mean, and I did not like it after all.
So how did that make you feel? You didn't like it, but how did you feel about it? Did you feel pressured or?
Yeah, I mean, they were all like, it was just like they were all in cliques, and I was just like, I don't like this at all. I want to get out of this.
Cool, great example.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Stephanie, do you have a similar example of a sport?
Yes, I do. Karen, my favorite sport is swimming for Special Olympics, but the one stroke they keep making me do is the breaststroke. The first year I got disqualified for it, and then the next year they were going to have me do it, and I said I cannot do it because I was getting brain surgery, and they were going to have me, they even still had me practice for it, and that even made my neck worse. And so after I had surgery and all, I had my neurosurgeon type me up a letter for the coaches saying I cannot do the breaststroke anymore. And even when I get back to swimming next year, I still don't want to do that stroke at all because I just don't do well at it.
So how did that make you feel, Stephanie?
Just discouraged and all, and like I was being pushed into something I don't want to do.
Great example. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So it's really about choice. It might be something as simple as choosing which sport you want to do, or it might be choosing to take on a new challenge like becoming an assistant coach or a committee member. Ultimately, it's your choice. And sometimes we're going outside our comfort zone a little, but sometimes those are the best experiences that really help us to grow as leaders, right? If we don't try, we'll never know. And a lot of times, most of us are pretty fortunate to have people that are right there to help support us through these new opportunities. So we keep talking about an athlete-led movement. It's really important that you guys really embrace the fact that Special Olympics is an athlete-led movement, and it's led with and by the athletes, and it's your choices and your interests that really should be the driving force at your local level, at your program or state level, and at a national and international level. And we have athletes making those, being a part of those committees and helping with that direction. But the more we build our athlete leadership group, the more impact you can help in really driving and leading Special Olympics. Leadership comes in many forms, and how you contribute to Special Olympics is, as a leader, is your choice. It could be something as simple as volunteering, or you could choose to be on the board of directors. But for you to limit yourself to one thing or another is you're going to be your choice. But the sky's the limit, and we really want you all to feel like whatever you have your sights set on, that should be what you strive for and you should go for. We talked about some of these roles, and now as we're going to develop our mission statement, it's important for you to kind of get an idea of what some of the roles are that are currently out there, but certainly not limiting to these ideas. Special Olympics identified 5 different roles, and on my screen here, you can see we've got some pictures, and I don't think they're truly descriptive. It's kind of confusing, but I wanted to give you a minute. If you guys are using Pear Deck, and you can see there's a scan QR code down here. Go away. Or maybe we'll just talk through it. Let's just talk through it. Let's use the chat, and we'll just put numbers in there. So these are the 5 roles that Special Olympics has identified: sport leader, global messenger, which most of us know because that's the longest and the oldest athlete leadership term, health messenger, event coordinator, and athlete representative. So without me telling anybody anything yet, sport leader, which one of these pictures, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, would you think represents what the sport leader role is?
2. 2 is sport leader. 3 global message.
You want to put it in the chat, Tim?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too, Karen. I'm sorry.
You want me to write it in the chat?
Yeah, could you do that?
Okay.
Let's see how everybody does. Got some 4s. 1, 2, 4. Did everybody get it in there? All right, let's write that one down. Lisa, will you take notes? Sport leader, it looks like a lot of mostly 4s, some 2s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat.
Hey, Karen.
Yeah.
I have a songwriting problem. I'll choose number 5.
You choose number 5?
Yes.
For sport leader?
Number 5 is the health messenger.
Joe, for right now, which one do you think would be a sport leader?
How about Google Messenger?
Which picture, Joe, do you think represents the sport leader?
How Okay, let me see. How about the sport leader, coaches? Number 4.
Number 4, you think it's number 4? Okay.
Yes.
All right, how about global messenger?
Number 3.
Right, you want to put what you think in the chat?
And my chance are probably 2.
Uh-oh.
A lot of 3s for global messenger.
Mhm.
How about health messenger?
Yeah, number 5. I'm choosing number 5, health messenger.
Joe says 5 for
I would
health. I
choose-
see a lot of 5s.
I'm gonna choose global messenger. I have a quick question. How do I hit the numbers in the chat room?
You down at the bottom of your chat box, underneath where it says to everyone, just click in there and then type in your number.
Okay, thank you. Because I keep getting a message that says cannot chat during meeting.
Oh. It may be because you're on your phone. Maybe that's why, Maria. So event coordinator, which ones haven't we picked yet? Which one looks like an event coordinator?
How about number 4?
See some ones. 4. All right. And last one, athlete representative. I know we don't know what these are yet, so we're really just guessing it off of a picture.
Choosing 4.
All right, let's see how you all did. So sport leader was actually this one down here, number 4, was the sport leader.
So Karen, for that one, that was the most popular one. So a lot of people guessed that one.
Good job. Again, hard to tell with a picture, but global messenger was number 3. And that's because he's up there, it looks like, at a podium speaking, which is generally how we refer to as global messengers, as our speakers or ambassadors.
And again,
Health
Karen, that was the most popular one too. Almost everybody guessed that one too. So.
Good job. How about health messenger? Did we do well with number 5 for health messenger? All the green one down here?
Yep, almost everybody got number 5. So.
And it kind of gave it away there a little bit. It says fit families. So definitely our health messengers help with fitness and nutrition. Event coordinator, number 2 up here.
Okay, so that one is a lot of people had a hard time with because a lot of people were guessing 1 and 4. So.
Yeah, I think that they are almost synonymous, but the difference with sport leader and event coordinator, and again, these are coming soon, but the event coordinator could be helping in roles such as with social media prior to the event, helping organize media. They could be the ones that are taking photographs. They could be organize the opening ceremonies. So things more related to the logistics of not only our competitions, but maybe a fundraising event. The sport leader would be more involved as maybe a coach or a manager or on a sports committee for a venue for summer games, helping, determine the way the venue should be set up or helping implement new policy changes for a specific sport. So athletes that really love sport and really are knowledgeable about sport, this might be the area for you, or you want to coach. So good job. It sounds like everybody got most of them right. I'm impressed. So once you complete those, let's see, I think here we go. So once we complete these first 2 classes that hopefully you all complete this week and then in July for the understanding leadership, and then you complete these 5 advanced modules. And here in Illinois, we're going to offer one of them a month starting in August. So you'll have all 5 of them complete by January. Then you have the ability to start taking some of these core module classes. So we just talked about the athlete representative, the sport leader, health messenger, event coordinator, and global messenger. The idea that Special Olympics is going with here is that we're building a foundation and a base of knowledge so that once you go into these core classes, you are really focused specifically on what your role is as a health messenger or as a global messenger. Does that make sense to everybody? Does anybody have any questions about that curriculum graphic?
Yes, Karen, I have some question.
I have a question as well. Go ahead, O'Shea. Go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
I like to survey all the survey. I want to serve all the leadership program. Also, I would like to survey all the program like that. Certified.
Well, is your question how all the programs will do this?
Yeah, how to certify the course.
Well, like Maryland and Illinois is partnering them up. We're hoping that more and more programs will be offering these or joining in on the ones that are being offered so that more and more athletes are having these opportunities to train so that they can be successful and get into some leadership roles and then ultimately, help to build Special Olympics leadership. Does that answer your question, Joe?
Yes. How to join this?
How to join what?
The classes, leadership classes.
Well, I know like with this one, Illinois pushed it out through all our social channels and emailed it out to people that were interested. And I think Jason did the same thing in Maryland.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in specific classes, I would suggest that you let your program athlete leadership person know. So it would be Jason Schrimmel for Special Olympics Maryland.
Yeah,
and,
I'm going to talking into this whole program like that.
Yeah, so just let him know what you're interested in, Joe.
Okay. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. Tim, what was your question?
My question was, can we create more roles into our goal, or should we use one goal at a time? Start with. And work
That's
our
a
way
great
through.
question because that's exactly what we're going to talk about tomorrow. That's why we're really trying to spend some time on giving you an overview of what the opportunities are, so you can think about what you're most interested in. And I would suggest that you probably have no more than 2 goals, just so that you're successful and it's achievable for you with working and everything else that you're doing. And now that everything's opening back up again, I think we're all going to be a little bit more busy than we already are. So I just would encourage you to be realistic so you don't create too much work that's going to be really hard for you to achieve.
That was my question. Was
Karen, Amy has a question.
So Karen, after we finish these 2 first classes, what are we allowed to, what will we be able to choose? Let me rephrase that. What will we be able to choose to do? Or what can we do for Special Olympics?
That's
so
a great
I can
question.
put it in detailed email to somebody in detail.
That's a great question because I think it's going to take a while for all of us to figure out, what you really want to do. But we really encourage you to, work with your local staff as well as myself to find opportunities, whether it's helping out at events, whether it's starting to, give small little thank yous or serving on a committee for a fundraising event. The sky's the limit, and we'll talk more about that, but this is really just getting you to start thinking about what you want to do. How do you want to impact the organization? What do you feel your strengths are? And with the action plan and the personal mission statement that we're going to create in tomorrow's class, hopefully all of it'll start coming together and you'll start having some ideas about what you really want to do. But there's no limits. Once you become certified, then there'll be a unique set of opportunities because certainly athletes that have shown the interest and have taken the time to take these classes, they're going to get treatment and opportunities before athletes that haven't completed the same course of classes.
Karen.
Yes, Stephanie.
Just like me, for example, even though I've already taken this class, I just like to take it over again as a refresher. And even though I'm already a certified athlete leader, again, I'm just, keep taking it over and over again I am interested in the Global Messenger, even though I've taken it before. I'm just waiting on Jason's approval. And I do need the Health Messenger underneath my belt, but I just want to advance myself more. The sky's not the limit for me because I want to go higher and higher.
Great attitude. And hopefully you learn something new every time you're on one of these classes, because you should be a trainer too. The more you participate, the more you have to offer and can be a facilitator like Lisa and Jose and some of our other athlete leaders.
And I would like to, and like I said earlier, I like to be an advocate for my friends as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Besides being a player on Saturday, I volunteered on Sunday too.
Fantastic.
Karen, I think Dana has a question.
Sure.
How will we know when to sign up for the advanced leadership class?
We will make sure everybody that has gone through the intro class and the understanding class get the sign up information for those advanced modules, Dana.
And Dana, if you're on Facebook, we'll post them on, we post them on Facebook as well, so you can, you know,
I'm
look
hooked
on there.
to Facebook.
Any other questions out there? I see some hands up.
Woody,
Maria?
Woody have some questions. Woody.
I just want to say I'm very, very happy to be a part of the Special Olympics community, and being a global messenger is a step in the right direction, and we'll do whatever it takes to meet the qualifications.
Yeah, you're diehard, working and taking a class at the same time and paying attention. That's impressive. Willie, what you got?
So here's the question. So what will happen when we take all these 5 classes for the advanced leadership models?
Well, then, and depending on what Jason has set up for you, here in Illinois, what we're doing is we're identifying roles at the local level and at the state level and finding more opportunities for our athletes to be mentored by staff and by key committee, and maybe externally in the community. We have partnerships with some corporate groups. So we are really trying to identify and use your ideas for ways that you can start using all these leadership skills that you're building.
Yeah, I want to get a little more plans on the literature that I need to work on, especially like I was trying to do with the writing and the reading, like I was trying to pretend it for my speech.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but I just feel here in Illinois, you know, we have been meeting with our athlete leadership team every week. They've been starting to run a lot of our programs over the last 10, 12 months. And their skills just from doing that have just grown tremendously. And I know Jose and Lisa could talk about just what they've learned and what they've started, and they've created a lot of their own things. So this could happen if you're interested. You just need to share what your ideas are and thoughts, and we're going to do that tomorrow. And our programs can help you do some of those things. I think Lisa and Jose would agree that they've had some really unique opportunities because of what they've been doing. So,
oh, very much so. You know, and Willie, like, you can, part of the athlete leadership team too, you guys can do is if you guys have ideas, or like if you guys want, like if you guys need help with like writing or reading, you can bring that to like Adam, and maybe that's something that their leadership council can bring up to Jason or whoever and say, hey, maybe we can offer this class to help, you know, people, you know, write better or improve their reading skills. So that might be one thing you guys can bring up to.
That sounds like a good idea for me.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I can do really bad when I'm just trying to write.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'll explain to you guys. Hold on, guy. Maryland guy. I'll wait for Jason come back. I'm talking to Jason. Okay, guy. Let me speak to Jason. You guys can take the course. Jason not here today. Jason vacation right now. I'm with him back. I'm talking to Jason. Okay, Willie. Thanks.
Yeah.
Let Karen speak.
Willie, during the athlete leadership weekend, there is a public speaking course, and I still have my notes from that course if you would want them.
I think so you can send to Willie email and talk about the speaking. Tell your sister send the email, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Yeah. This is the beauty of this group too. I'm going to give one more example. I don't know if Kaylee is still on, but Kaylee McLaughlin from Illinois has been joining
Yes,
so
I'm
many.
still here.
Are you?
Yep.
She's a rock star. She's been joining so many other programs for their fitness activities with Florida and Missouri and Kansas and of course Maryland. And tell everybody how much weight you've lost and just.
I lost like 51 pounds and I'm down 3 pant sizes and I'm not stopping there.
Keep going.
Congratulations, Kaylee.
Thank you.
So it's
You
just
should be proud of yourself.
Congrats, Kaylee.
Congratulations.
fantastic. And it's just an example, you know, for Willie, it's reading and writing. For Kaylee, it was fitness. So, you know, utilize this group and your friends and other athlete leaders to help you, and staff, of course, to help you reach your goals, because that's what we're all about. So I think we'll go ahead and move on. And again, feel free to reach out to me with any questions. You all have my email address. I'm going to pass it over to Jose to cover our last topic for tonight.
So the last topic we're going to cover tonight is the third principle: encourage athletes to have leadership roles. This includes following your ideas. It talks about how the organization should be supporting you in those roles. It also means the organization needs to be creating opportunities for athletes to lead and to held accountable if they are not doing that. One example of leadership and flexation, I think, is an athlete input council. This is a group of athletes who come together to discuss how to make Special Olympics better. Another example of leadership and could be an athlete leader advocating or creating an initiative in their local community. Does anybody have any like roles?
You have any examples of ideas that you guys want to share of ways that you can utilize your leadership skills? You want to put those in the chat, Jose, or how you want to call on people?
Yeah, you can just put them in the chat. That'll be fine.
Let's see what ideas we're coming up with. This is without even trying hard. Young athletes. Wouldn't that be fun, Abby?
So Catherine said that we can use our leadership roles to teach people about Special Olympics and get them more involved. So it's a good one, Catherine. So.
Yes. Talk to others.
You guys are coming up with some great examples.
Hosting fundraisers for teams that cannot raise money, like I did, and put my team on the map by doing so. Okay. Talking to others about Special Olympics. Yeah, those are some great answers.
I care. I heard you song.
Let's think of specific roles like event coordinators, or how many opportunities can you think of at your local competitions? Let's go with Joe.
Jose, my leadership and teacher young athlete and leadership program.
Let's go with Amy.
I think I only know her first name, Sunitha. I think she's a global messenger, and she usually gets picked to do the oath at rhythmic gymnastics local competition. That is my example for today. Thank you.
So here are some roles that we can share with you, which are recruiting volunteers, volunteer training, helping coordinators coordinate social media for events, organize opening ceremonies, help with setting up or taking photos, and coordinating and talking to the media. The answers is really as many as you can think of. What areas of Special Olympics are you interested in? And we have a short poll for you now. Karen, do we have that poll or no? Well, I can see from the chat that some people are interested in health messenger, coaching, volunteering, volunteering.
Pull it up, Jose. The poll.
Yes.
I got it.
So if you can see, there's a poll on your screen right now. So if you can click on what you're most interested in.
Only 8 of you have voted. Where's the rest of you? Let's see what you're interested in. 10, 11.
Here, some people are voting in the chat, I think, so. They
Okay.
can't do it in the poll, so.
How many can we do?
As many as you want.
Okay.
Actually, through the poll, it only lets you select one.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Cause I saw like 4 of them that I'm interested, that I'm pretty good at.
Only one.
So Tim,
And I'm only
if you had
doing
to,
one at a time, though.
yeah, so Tim, if you chose, what's the, like, just one that you would choose for right now?
That's right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start out with global message and work my way through 3 other ones.
Okay.
so remember, if the opportunity doesn't exist, you can create it. We left a few blank lines on your worksheets to write in your role. And I believe that's the end of part 1.
Yes, thank you, Jose and Lisa. We are probably a little farther than halfway through with this introduction to athlete leadership curriculum, and you all received the participant workbook. So I encourage you to take a look at that in advance of tomorrow night, because we're going to do some work in some smaller groups, as I mentioned earlier, to really talk about and develop your own personal mission statement and an action plan. And our athlete leaders, our certified athlete leaders and others in this group are going to help each of us to really kind of develop what that action plan will look like to get us started and get us rolling on our way to some really cool opportunities and leadership building events and things along the way that will ultimately help us to be the next leaders of Special Olympics, whether it's Maryland or Illinois or Special Olympics Inc. So I encourage you to take a look at that tomorrow. We are using the same Zoom link tomorrow that we had for tonight. We will start at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I appreciate all of you that have been participating with Anouk. We have been chosen. We're the only program in the United States chosen to be evaluated on this new curriculum. So it's really, it's measurable that we've had so much great participation from this group that's participating in those pre-assessment surveys. She is going to want to do post-assessment and interviews after the understanding class in July. But until then, we're all done with talking with Anouk, but just wanted to give you a heads up that she will want to see what you've learned, excuse me, and just how you're planning on using the athlete leadership skills that you're doing. So really looking at that mission statement tomorrow and our action plan are really going to help us show that what we're learning in these classes is really driving action and driving us to do things for the organization. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, and tomorrow night is the last class. So we'll give you further instructions for when understanding is and make sure everybody is good to go. If anybody has any questions too, you've got my email. Please help me thank Jose and Lisa for doing an outstanding job, and we'll see them again tomorrow, and Kaylee as well.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Lisa.
You guys are welcome. And thank you guys for joining.
Presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Karen, can you
Bye.
stay on for a
See
second?
you guys
See
tomorrow.
y'all.
Bye, Abby.
Bye, you guys.
Guys.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much. Hmm.